I'm so excited to welcome now to our virtual stage, Meg Whitman. Meg is currently the CEO of Quibi, and throughout her career has held executive level positions at companies like Procter & Gamble, Bain & Company, eBay, and Hewlett Packard Company. She is Teach for America's national board chair and plays an important role in the work that we do. She's joining us tonight to share her perspectives on the role that Teach for America can play locally and nationally, given the current context. Thank you for joining us, Meg, especially in this current moment where I know you have so much going on at Quibi.
Well, thanks so much, Anish, and I am delighted to be with all of you tonight and to help support the work of Teach for America in Chicago and Northwest Indiana. So, boy, and I'm also impressed by your innovative spirit to try to do your gala event online. So I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. So as Anish mentioned, I am the national board chair for Teach for America, and I have had a long, long passion for education. I have always believed that a great K-12 education was the most important thing we could do as a country. It's the great equalizer of opportunities and a huge driver of our economy. And I can say as a CEO, I also know it's crucial for our economy and our democracy to have every generation of children educated to the greatest extent possible. So when I had to decide what philanthropy I would support, what I would try to invest my time and energy in, I immediately said K-12 education, and then surveyed the landscape and ultimately settled on Teach for America, because I think Teach for America has actually done more for public education in this country than any other organization. However, we all know that there is more work to do. You know, in our country today, only half of the kids growing up in our lowest income communities will graduate from high school, and only 1/10 will graduate from college by the age of 24. And we all know that an inadequate education leads to diminished opportunities. Over a lifetime, individuals with a bachelor's degree make 84% more than those with only a high school degree, and those with a graduate degree or with a college degree are more likely to have access to the civic, political, and social networks that influence their lives. And then this inequity, starting with education, leads to a weaker nation, lower economic growth, higher crime, and a more fragile democracy. And so it's, as I said, why I have chosen to invest my time in philanthropy on educational equity and access. And we're seeing progress. Anish mentioned some of these statistics. Over the past 30 years, we have seen high school graduation rates increase meaningfully, and proficiency in both math and reading progress significantly. And in my opinion, TFA is an absolutely essential part of what has been achieved here. From my time as a CEO, I'm a deep believer in talent and leadership. And what Teach for America at its core does is attract the very best and brightest students, give them experience doing something they probably never dreamed they would do. And then they fall in love with their kids. They understand that every child can learn. And we end up attracting a whole cohort of talent that might never have ended up in education were it not for Teach for America. So now I think about where we are today and this remarkable time in which we live, an unprecedented time with COVID-19. And everything that I see out there just tells me how important it is to have Teach for America do what we can to lead our way through this COVID pandemic. You can see how negatively it's impacting our country's lowest income communities and those kids. And it's great to see, I mean, it's super inspiring to see what our core members and alumni are doing across the country to help these children. They're continuing to connect students with leaderships, with video and phone calls. They are completing the forward planning of lessons so that these children can continue to work and then get back into action when school picks up. They are ensuring that students have access to internet. I've heard stories of our teachers and core members going to actually students' housing and setting up an internet connection with a laptop. And they're also creating activities for parents to do with their children at home and making online work accessible for students with all kinds of diverse learning needs. So the regional team in your area continues to support your local students by one-on-one coaching sessions, by being there for these kids. And I think it's super important. So listen, we're responsible for uplifting and supporting our 62,000 core members and alumni across the country and providing resources to all of our students. So I think you should be really proud of what the alumni and core members are doing in your region. They're leading the way nationally on innovation and serving these underserved communities. So many of you have supported Teach for America through your advocacy, through your advice, through your funds, and I just want to say thank you for doing that. It matters now more than ever. For those of you who are new, I ask you to think about Teach for America as a place that really needs your help now as we go to work for the most vulnerable among us, which are the young children in underserved and low-income communities. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We can't be more pleased that you're here to celebrate the work of the Chicago, Northwest Indiana region, but also, take on the challenges of what's ahead of us. And, I hope everyone feels a call to action. I know I do, that this is a really tough time for many, many people. And this is a time when TFA can really shine. So thank you so much for joining us. And Anish, I'll turn it back to you.